PFT Media.
Has a public fucking blockchain, has a public record,
right?
Like, are you really gonna try and tell me there's anonymity to Bitcoin when it's all a public ledger? You dipshit.
That's kind of the point of some of it.
Yeah, that's the point. And by having it be public or whatever like that, you can trace that back, and there's going to be winks and all of that all the time. And plus, who invented it?
Yeah, Satoshi Nakamoto or something.
Yeah, there's a Google image picture of him.
Right.
How come he doesn't do a podcast called "Why Bitcoin Changed My Life" and shit like that?
Yeah.
It's just like I got into it with a BDM, which by the way, I'm recording everybody. Just when I got into it, like, because he called Facebook right wing or left wing. I was like, bro, no, Facebook is definitively right wing. What the fuck are you talking about? Mark Zuckerberg had an undisclosed dinner with Trump and Peter Thiel at the fucking White House, and Peter Thiel is CIA. Like, what?
Peter Thiel's one of the scariest people out there too.
Yeah, I'm thinking about having Crespo take out me saying anything about him, to be honest with you. I just don't want the fucking hassle. He destroyed Gawker because they called him, they outed him.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I was not ready for this.
Yeah, you're never ready for it, though. So I don't know the fuck you pretending you're going to be ready for it. You're never going to be fucking ready for it. It don't matter when we're going to turn on this. We weren't talking about episode 1. You're not fucking ready for it.
Sometimes like, why am I even on this podcast?
You're on this podcast for that reason, because nobody knows the fuck we're talking about.
That's so true.
No one knows anything. That's half the fucking problem, man.
Also, the fact that I thought that we were going to go back to normal, like, this is accountability for me.
You really fucking thought we were going to go back to normal? I thought you were just doing a bit
brunch reservations.
People think it now. They're like, oh, the Capitol thing happened, back to normal. And I'm like, what? I know. It's only going to get worse from here.
It's not. I went.
We've opened the gateway.
Yeah. There's never going to be a non-contested election ever again. And never.
Correct.
And I was telling y'all that before. Joe Biden had to win by a lot to actually win. If Joe Biden had only won 2 states, Trump be president right now. They would have figured out a way to. Oh, fucking!
That's
1,000%.
Terrifying.
Ted Cruz voted fucking against the certifying the things even after the Capitol thing. Like the power structure, they were fine with that. They just couldn't overcome such obvious loss. It's so many obvious. It's if they had a better liar as president, they would have took it.
Yeah.
Trump lied.
Do you think Bush really won back in, what was that?
Bush definitively didn't win. Like, it's not even a fucking in question. Gore literally dropped the law. No, they literally stopped the count because Roger Stone rat fucked it. They got it. Have you never heard of the Brooks Brothers riot?
Yeah, but I don't know anything about it.
Republicans literally stopped the vote count in Miami-Dade, in Broward County. They stopped the fucking vote count in Broward County.
That's terrifying. So we've already been living this hell.
Yeah, no, we've been in Al Gore. The reason why I get so fucking mad about Al Gore and people talking shit like Ralph Nader stole the election or whatever, like in Ralph Gore. Al Gore literally ended his lawsuit, right? Because he didn't want to get called a pussy and a sore loser. He won this state. He won. Al Gore stopped fighting for it. Al Gore literally won the election, and Bush, whose brother was the fucking governor and Secretary of State, what's her fucking name?
Catherine Harris.
Catherine Harris stole it for him. They stole it. It is it's not even a fucking conspiracy theory. Al Gore had more votes in Florida.
So this, but the thing is, like this, I'm acting like this is the first time this has happened. This is not the first time
this happened 7 or 8 times throughout history. Yeah. Abraham Lincoln only became president because of a vote split.
That's so terrifying.
Hamilton, the Hamilton electors or something like that.
Hamilton did some shit too. Exactly. I think it was Garfield that was like that ended the federal occupation of the South. They let him have a presidency. Like, none of this is new. Americans have the memory of goldfish, and their history books tell us nothing. I thought Eugene Debs was an actual traitor till I was like 29.
Man.
I don't know who you're talking about. I just laughed because I'm high.
A socialist that ran for president from jail, who went to jail for. We talked about it on like the last episode.
I think I just watched a video on this.
Yeah, because we just told you about it last week. We mentioned it because he ran for president from prison, and he was a socialist, and they put him in prison for opposing the First World War, which we only joined in to guarantee the loans to make sure they get paid back to the Allied powers.
Shit.
So.
We joined the last year of that war?
Yeah, no, we literally did. We literally joined. The Germans were defeated. Hell, the Holocaust happened pretty much because they were killing the useless eaters.
Yeah.
Because Germany started to starve under the blockade in World War I because Germany can't feed itself. Germany can make a shit ton of stuff, but it can't feed itself.
That's why everyone always goes for Ukraine.
Yeah.
Hitler went for Ukraine. Stalin went for Ukraine.
Everybody goes to
Putin
Ukraine.
went for Ukraine.
Everybody goes to Ukraine.
You need Ukraine in that area.
You gotta eat, man. You gotta eat. And it's one of the only things, like when people talk about America collapsing kind of thing, like America is a net exporter of food. Right? If we went fucking isolationist, we wouldn't have iPhones, but we'd have grain, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Part of what happened in the Soviet Union, we'd cut off grain supplies to them all the time. We'd fuck with them constantly. We do all this shit, and it's just, I'm just absolutely fucking sick to death of people telling me that something didn't work when it was actively sabotaged.
Right.
Winston Churchill should have been hung at The Hague for starving Britain or for starving India.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Bengal famine there.
Yeah, the Bengal famine, he should have been put to death. He deserved to fucking die.
But he's lionized.
And he's brought up as this great defender of freedom. Defender of freedom of old rich white men that would get drunk on champagne by noon is what the fuck freedom he defended. That's the only thing he was ever fucking good for. And I'm glad he's dead. By the way, guys, welcome to Radicalizing Rednecks with me, your host, Big Tim Murphy. Host, you want to introduce yourself while I put on pants because it's too cold?
Yeah.
I'm Sean, and I'm wearing jeans.
I'm wearing basketball shorts like I always do.
I'll be right back.
I've worn basketball shorts every day for the last 11 months. Nah, 10 months.
I probably am close to that, but that's usually after I come home from work or whatever.
Yeah, no, I have been working this year. It's been here, so so I just fucking.
I currently have basketball shorts on too.
Yeah.
Yeah, which hopefully I didn't just flesh on my nuts. I don't think I did because I would have got a much better reaction out of y'all.
No, I was
but
Sean, but I'll look at it in the replay.
Now.
Gonna zoom in.
It's not gonna be very
to the left.
It's not gonna be very impressive.
Picture of your balls on Facebook. That'll get us a bunch of likes on our Facebook page. Oh shit! 1 second. I don't know. I'm bad at this blank air shit.
I hit the fucking. I accidentally hit the mute button. Oh, I know the dead air part. I've been doing the IWW organizer training thing, right? And the podcaster radio person part in me hates the fucking dead air, and they want people to speak, but majority of the people on the fucking call don't have microphones turned on, don't have video turned on or nothing, right? So it ends up with these pregnant pauses forever, and the softness of the left is driving me crazy. It's like, look, I love y'all fucking people, but if you want participation, but none of these fucking people turn their mics on. The other day, they almost pissed me off enough to make me quit. I put Stack in the thing because they're talking about how hard it is to approach people, right? And I had a good suggestion of ways to get people basically you're trying to talk to your fellow coworker, right? You see their car's got a bumper sticker. You've got a mutual interest thing into it. It's a bunch of these fucking introverts trying to get trained on being an extrovert. And they didn't call anything, and it felt like I might have got skipped on purpose because I talked too much. But it's like I'm talking too much because I have a studio grade microphone and a HD camera set up, and I've been doing talking for a living for a long fucking time. And none of these other people want to fucking talk anyways. That's why their cameras are off. That's why they're not interacting. The softness of the left drives me nuts. Like that DSA clip of that fucking meeting where they're fucking
Oh God!
It's just I love us. I want us all to do better. But you know what? If you want, it's This is going to be a long story, but I've got to get this off my chest because I'm so aggravated about this. But a funeral I went to years ago for a fellow named Josh, right? And this was white Josh, not Puerto Rican Josh, though they both died in the same month and they were both buried at the same funeral home, right? But the grandma hired this like pastor's like the redneck construction pastor or whatever. And he asked for people to speak, but he didn't check to see if anyone would actually say anything first. So there was a good minute and a half of no one doing any talking at all. And I'm like,
y'all just waiting for people to come up and start talking.
So I'm like, fuck, I got it. So I go up and start talking because no one's going to talk first, right? And it's the same thing with that. If you're going to ask for people to talk, check to see if people will actually talk first. If you've got a bunch of people who won't talk, the dead air drives me fucking absolutely insane. And just like, we don't have to be so fucking pillow soft all the time. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just. It's
hey
so
man, I think we should storm the Capitol, but I just think it's the wrong people. So I'm right there with you.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Like when the leftists are ready to storm the Capitol, I'm right here, guys.
it's just one of the things that drives me nuts. And again, this is me talking out my ass, and I'm being a bit of an asshole because I'm a cis white gendered man or whatever, right?
You gotta do it sometimes.
Yeah. Well, no, I get. Well, it's just like. Yeah, I get other voices haven't been heard or whatever, but like if they're not fucking talking anyways, I'm not talking over them. You know what I mean? If they're not fucking talking, what's the point
of them being at the meeting?
Well, you're learning. It's a training thing.
Okay.
You know, it's a training thing, but like, you know, sometimes people aren't gonna fucking talk. I don't care about talking. I don't care about looking stupid. I'm not fucking worried about any of that. Some of these, you know, like I have no qualms about fuck, but it's just every fucking left thing I've ever really gotten involved with has always had one of these things. Like my Quaker meetings would get like that. Like it would just be like 20 minutes to spend. Like I think I mentioned on the show one time, the Quaker, or maybe it wasn't, that we were having too many people park in the meeting from the school across the street, like Highland Prep, right? And I suggested, well, let's put up fake tow away signs, and we won't actually tow anybody, but they'll be fake. Yeah, who the fuck cares? Who cares?
I think it's a law.
I'm so soft.
What is the law? It only matters if you actually tow somebody.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you put up a sign that says tow, you know, violators will be towed away, and you don't ever actually tow anybody, what did you do?
Is that false advertising?
False advertising to what?
I know. It just doesn't feel right. Doesn't feel right.
What do you mean it doesn't feel right? It's a good. It's. If you see a no parking sign, you won't park there. If no parking tow away, you won't park there, right? You're like, I don't want to get my car towed. Well, if we don't ever actually tow anybody from there, it won't matter. They thought that language was too harsh for the sign. And then we got a sign that had no parking.
I think the sign is too harsh.
We needed the parking space. They would park there and we couldn't park there.
Yeah.
It's our parking lot. What do you mean the no sign? Like, there's plenty of parking across the street. I pulled up one time and there was a Maserati parked there with high school kids. And it's like,
oh, shit.
Just park in your fucking school parking lot, kids. There's only fucking 28 old people to come to this fucking meeting. Just park across the fucking way. Like, don't be a fucking dick to the 28 old pacifists here, right?
Yeah. You're right.
We put up a sign that said authorized only parking, but it had like a yellow and black background. We took it down because it was too aggressive.
It seemed like it was anarcho-capitalist with the yellow and black. That's the problem.
Yeah, no, it literally was. They said it was too aggressive. And it's just like sometimes you have to be a little aggressive, like just a little bit. You know, these are some of the same people that got arrested by walking up to the fence of the Trident missile base in the fucking 80s, you know? And now they don't want to fucking have a sign out front that says, we'll tow your car if you park here on Sundays at fucking 9 or whatever.
Right.
Like we literally didn't care if they parked there any other time except for the time that meeting's in place.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm a pacifist to a point, but that point keeps changing lately, you know?
I'm a pacifist only because I'm not a pacifist and I'll fucking freak out and rip somebody's head off, and it's not good.
You think you're going to rip somebody's head off. It takes an awful lot of force to rip a head off a body.
You're a pacifist to the point where
kick you in the nuts.
To the point where you're just still a white girl that lives in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Really, what I'm going to do is I'm going to explode and I'm going to say a bunch of things that I shouldn't say and don't have any real meaning.
And then get your ass beat. Ass beat.
Yeah. And then somebody's going to beat my ass. Yeah, for sure. I'll try though.
Yeah, I do have to worry about. I mean, well, let's be real. I'm significantly bigger than all of you.
Yeah, this is true.
I'm significantly bigger than most people. If I put you between a wall and me, you're fucked. Sean,
Yeah, I'm
did we
only like
lose you?
5'3".
We lost
so-
Sean. And we lost. Are you really 5'3"? I thought you were taller than that.
No, I'm tiny. I hate it.
Jesus. We
But
lost
I
Sean.
but I'm just as wide as I am like this way as I
Well,
am
no,
this
it's
way.
not hard when you're only 5'3", but like I said, we lost Sean.
I know. So what do we do?
We're just gonna just wait for him to come back.
There he is.
Now he's back.
Sorry, Wi-Fi's not great.
That's fine, friend. That's fine. We just again. So the news, everything's bad. Everything's always awful. But they arrested a shit ton of dipshits from the fucking storming the Capitol, including one who shared a screenshot of him with a riot shield, and you can't even tell it's him, but he took it to his own personal social media account, screenshot of it with an arrow that said, "That's me with a riot shield."
Oh my God. That was like me when I took the picture of the audience when they debuted the Force Awakens trailer. And I was like, that's me and 5,000 people.
Yeah, he literally did that. He literally did that. And it's like, you're what?
Yeah, that's fucking insane, dude.
You know what? They're not sending their best.
They're not sending their best.
But
they're not sending their best.
They don't think what they did was wrong. Like, that's the fundamental, like, part about this that sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I do have a little bit of problem with all the internet narking.
Oh God.
I don't think sending stuff to the FBI is necessarily moral.
Yeah.
It's not. I'm going to go out on a limb and say the official position of this podcast.
It's not.
You don't send tips to the FBI.
Yeah. No.
Let them do fucking dirty work. It's the old the devil's got plenty of help. Why the fuck are you going to work for free for him?
Yeah, that's true.
Why get devil's advocate? Like, you mean for the sake? You going to advocate for the literal Christian devil? Like what?
Yeah.
I guess I'm still brainwashed on the FBI though, so I don't.
Give me one good thing they've done.
I don't know. They arrest Trump supporters. Huh?
They fucked with the Klan, but that literally was just a press release.
The KKK.
Oh yeah, the FBI fucked with the Klan hard. Basically, J. Edgar Hoover said you can call them N-words, but you can't kill them.
Damn.
Only we get to kill them.
Oh my God. Okay. All right.
But they did that though, because if they didn't do that, the South would have turned into Fallujah. All of fucking Mississippi, all of Louisiana, most of Georgia, most of these states would have had blacks straight up in guerrilla insurgencies with World War II vets. Straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. That's why the Klan, again, it's this press release thing. Think about Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell's house getting spray painted and burglarized. Press release. That's the only good thing the FBI has done is they went after the Klan.
That's like now in hindsight, that Nancy Pelosi, Mitch McConnell shit, that's totally fake.
Probably.
Like at the time, I didn't think it was fake. But now looking back, 100% fake.
How would they have not caught the person that did it?
But we also forgot about it so fast.
Well, we forget about everything so fast in America because we have the attention span of a goldfish that hasn't taken Ritalin.
But they put a pig's head and blood all over Nancy Pelosi's house. That's epic.
Yeah, and they weren't able to trace back how many people bought pig's head in San Francisco, but they could find that woman from her Etsy purchase on her T-shirt when she blew up that car.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of Asians in San Francisco. They probably eat those.
Amazing. She didn't have a security camera. It's kind of weird.
It's amazing she didn't have the camera I have.
Yeah.
the $35 Z-Moto.
Should we cut out that racist joke I just did?
Oh, the Asian? That's not racist.
All right, cool. I'm good.
I mean, I don't think it's necessarily right. Yeah, Asian markets sell pig's heads.
Yeah,
if you want to buy a fucking goat head, are you going to go to fucking Big Lots or are you going to call up the Haitian market down the street?
Yeah, you're gonna go to downtown San Francisco, wherever the Chinatown is there, and buy your picket.
I know the Asian market. You can go buy live frogs right now.
Exactly.
And I've seen it.
Especially in San Francisco.
It's only racist if you're saying it's a bad thing, I guess. Or I don't know. Who the fuck cares? I'm not having them cut it out. I don't care. I don't fucking care.
I'm sorry, Asian people. I love you. I eat tons of Asian food.
Now, just stop digging a hole, Brittany. Stop digging a hole. Don't rent a backhoe. Don't rent a backhoe. Don't rent a backhoe.
All right, I'm good.
Right.
But the black people.
Something's wrong with my mic. I don't know what's going on here. My headphones aren't working.
I live with Trump supporters, man.
I'm
speechless.
So well, I'm gonna go back on my Facebook post from last year when I was like, well, what happens if he doesn't want to leave? And I'm gonna go through them comments here pretty soon, the next couple of days, when I need an emotional win, and I'm gonna just share the picture of that cop getting beat with the American flag, and go, remember how I said he didn't want to leave? Remember how I said, what if he didn't want to leave? What if he didn't want to leave? What if he didn't want to leave? Oh, there's all these all these things in place that'll stop it from happening. Oh, you mean like that one black cop?
Yeah.
The
who
one
had to
black
be like
cop?
a decoy?
Yeah. who had
like, here, I know who they'll follow.
Yeah.
Who they'll chase
I
after.
should read those comments on the show. Dude, did you listen to the Trillbillies? They read like tweets this week and they were fucking hilarious.
Yeah, well, we can't just steal Trillbillies bits.
Yeah, but they read tweets. We're reading comments from
We're also reading comments on my Facebook page too, so it's different. I mean,
I'll put away my issue of the Mountain Eagle.
What? Oh, somebody just sent me. They're doing some. Okay, hey, bud,
Are you reading them right now? Is that what you're
doing? I'm started to, and somebody's asking me. People ask me to share GoFundMe's, right? And I'm going to tell you all this on the podcast right now. Facebook will not give a fuck about your GoFundMe. If you want me to share something, make a Facebook fundraiser, and I'll share your Facebook fundraiser, because the algorithm will bury your shit. I promise you.
You gotta educate me on this algorithm stuff, dude, because I get buried all the time.
You get buried yeah, well, I mean, Facebook does not want you to share any outside fucking links, period. Why would they? Facebook takes a cut of the fucking processing fee for a fundraiser. They're making money off of this.
So if you do it through Facebook instead of GoFundMe,
it will get shown constantly. Facebook's algorithm will constantly show, and that's why these fucking Mark Zuckerberg needs to be sent to the moon.
Wait, but okay, so my big thing is YouTube videos. What's the secret?
I have no fucking clue with the YouTube secret. I have no fucking clue.
I'm not posting my videos on fucking Facebook.
Well, even if you did, I mean, who the fuck knows? The YouTube out make more Nazi content, I guess.
Yeah, it's all so opaque. Who knows what?
Oh my god,
goes into it.
I'm completely serious. I one time there was I don't remember who did it, but a journalist did a thing. He made a fresh YouTube account, and he looked at like Fortnite headshots compilations, and within 3 videos he was at some far right shit or like some alt right shit.
Holy shit!
Yeah, I mean, YouTube is full of that kind of shit. I watch some stuff, and occasionally I'll get because I mostly watch like war stuff, like tank documentaries and shit like that. Occasionally, when you branch off the political shit, I'll start getting shit. And I'm like, I don't want to see Ben Shapiro talk about shit. The fuck are you talking about?
When I started this, it was hard to discern it because I would come to you, Tim, and I'd be like, what is this? What is this? This keeps getting pushed at me. Like, I can't. At that time, I was like, I don't know which side Ben Shapiro is on over David Pakman. I don't know. But now I'm like, these two are polar opposites. Remember when I was like, hey, what do you think of Tim Pool? Who is this guy?
God, that fucking absolute fucking weirdo.
I can't even listen to him.
Why
guy. Is it that
these dumb bald guy?
These people will go on Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's dangerous. Okay. Ben Shapiro, Alex Jones, David Pakman, Dan Crenshaw, and David Pakman. I mean, all those are like right wingers except for David Pakman. But all these people will go on there, and I'll think that they make sense because they're on Joe Rogan, and then I'll like follow them on Instagram or something to like try to immerse myself in who they are, and I hate all of them. Especially Dan Crenshaw.
Dan Crenshaw. Go ahead.
Fucking hate
No,
that
no.
guy.
If we want to watch something, we need to watch that Dan Crenshaw jumping out of the plane campaign ad sometime.
Oh my
Oh my
God.
God.
It's so cheesy.
I fucking hate him so much.
But what do
But
y'all
when he was on Joe Rogan, I was like, oh, he makes a lot of sense. Look, it's a good Republican.
It's because Rogan doesn't push back. Rogan is like, oh, interesting.
Never
why'd you
push
say
back.
that? Yeah,
But-
he never goes far on anything. He's just
Surprisingly
like,
enough, I have gone back and watched those specifically Dan Crenshaw videos, and he does push back on Dan Crenshaw, and Dan Crenshaw freezes the fuck up because he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, he doesn't have an argument.
Yeah,
I mean, he did that the last time Shapiro was on Rogan. Like he basically just called him out and they're like, oh yeah, I forget what it's exactly, but it was that kind of same thing. So, but they let it keep happening.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing that Rogan has lost. I've lost any respect for Rogan.
I'm getting there.
He had the Alex Jones thing, and he put out that Instagram where he's like, he fact checked the thing, right? I fact checked him 100%. No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Really?
Yeah. His Instagram post announcing the Alex Jones episode with Tim Dillon was like, we fact checked Alex Jones. And then that podcast Knowledge Fight that I started listening to years ago, that recaps Alex Jones. Alex Jones, by the way, folks, says that the literal Christian devil is the one behind this and the globalist and we're all going to die and shit, right? Like, people don't fucking get that. My favorite thing that happened that last year, in the last couple of years, is then all of these people telling me Alex Jones should be allowed on Facebook. And I asked them, when was the last time you ever listened to Alex Jones was? And they tell me never. And it's like, that's why you think he should be allowed on there. There's a body count to this shit. There's no such thing as the free speech absolutionist bullshit always leads to the people that would have us killed for saying this being in charge. There's that cartoon of the like, you cannot tolerate intolerance. It's a paradoxical thing, right? Because the most tolerant people will be put to fucking death if the anti-tolerant people took over.
What's the same thing with Trump and Facebook? What do you do? What's the answer? How do you fix this?
You have a public utility, but you don't. Well, we go back 200 years and we fucking end a bunch of this. I don't know.
How do you end it though? What do you do?
Good fucking question, Brittany. Ask someone smarter than me, an unemployed fucking redneck. I want to share. I'm going to share a little clip real quick. This is a fucking R.I.P. Michael Brooks. This is Ben Shapiro and Dave Rubin. Dave Rubin's gay, by the way, who joined this right wing grift to get all that Koch brothers money. But this is him and Ben Shapiro talking, and Sam, Dave Rubin's gonna talk about inviting Ben Shapiro over for a dinner party, right? Because remember, we're talking about Ben Shapiro was a good Republican or whatever, right?
No, I said Dan Crenshaw, but
Dan Crenshaw. Well,
let's
Dan Crenshaw,
make believe it was.
There are no good Republicans except for me.
Yeah.
Across from each other.
You're not a Republican.
I'm a
We
registered
just have our own lives.
Yeah.
I'm not married to you, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like that's like my wife and I have to agree on these issues. You and I don't have to agree on these issues in order
Yeah.
for us to share a common space together, and that's really the important
Do you
thing
think
to
your
me.
wife and you have to agree on all of these issues, or,
I think
just the sort of more foundational ones?
The foundational ones, but
Yeah.
I do think that how you raise your kids religiously and with regard to things like sexual morality does actually have to be at the root of how you teach your kids.
Yeah.
So if you have deep divisions with your spouse on these issues, I think that, and you're looking to build a family anyway, then I think that these are issues where building on a bad foundation is a bad move.
So so if you wouldn't bake me a cake, that's okay. And now, because it's 50-50, I can't bake you a cake, which David's an incredible chef, and he would have done it kosher, the whole thing, man.
Yeah, now I feel bad.
He would have done it for you.
You got me this close.
Putting that aside, you can't have David's kosher cake now. If we were having an anniversary party, would you come? If I was inviting all the crew that we all know, and we were just an anniversary party, we're just having a party, and I'll even throw in some kosher food for you to make sure you don't have to bring your own food.
Honestly, I'd have to think about it. In the same way.
So that's interesting to me, because that's a different thing.
Well,
so he wouldn't come to his anniversary with him and his boyfriend? Is that what he's saying?
His
or his husband?
He's gay married.
And Ben Shapiro wouldn't come hang out with him?
Nope. He'd have
Just
to think about
because.
it. That's his public answer to his friend, to his to his partner, and all. If I got married and had an anniversary party, even if I married a bitch y'all couldn't stand, y'all'd still come to it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, we talk shit in the back corner the whole time.
You would.
Me and Chuck.
That tiny little hobbit motherfucker wouldn't come to his friend's anniversary. And he's literally talking about, like, look, my fucking gay husband will make you kosher food. You'll have stuff to eat there. We'll make sure, like, shit. We won't even do no gay stuff in front of you, man. It's pretty much what that dude's saying.
Yeah.
And he still's like, I'd have to think about it. And that's the fucking answer he gives publicly. Is you know what I'll have to think about it means, right? It means
no.
No,
it means no. Yeah.
It means no, but unless I have to, or I come up with a reason.
Yeah.
And
that's terrible, dude.
Yeah. And that's
so much for the tolerant left.
That's okay. So do you really think that if Ben Shapiro had ultimate power, he'd be okay with gay marriage and gays? Or would he want us re-educated and wiped out? And I say we, because I might want to kiss another dude on a fucking cruise when I'm drunk singing fucking Friends in Low Places. I'm straight, but I ain't that straight.
I love hanging out with lesbians, dude. I don't want to make out with them or anything, but they're the best.
I disagree with you on that one just because I had her.
But they're always flirting with me. That's why they're the best. They're the only group of people on the face of the planet that flirt with me. Makes me feel so good about myself. Lesbians, I love y'all.
Have you tried it yet? Maybe.
No, I like penises too much, dude. They're awesome.
they got ones now that are pretty realistic, friend.
I know it's not the same, man.
All right, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Flowing through there, you know.
I'm just saying. Till you try it. I've heard that same response from someone else, but I mean, till you try it, how do you know?
Nah, I'm good, dude.
Either way.
If I was gonna be that way, don't you think I'd be in love with Princess Leia instead of Han Solo?
I don't know what the fuck you be. I don't fucking know. I don't know what the fuck Star Wars. You know so much about Star Wars. I don't know what the fuck you'd be in love with. I have no fucking clue. I'm surprised you're not in love with some fucking creature or name that fucking has 17 syllables I can't fucking pronounce or whatever.
I didn't say that I wasn't, though.
There you go. Exactly. So you just trying to pick the two main people. I don't fucking patronize me with your fucking Star Wars shit. I might know some deep cuts. No, I won't know deep cuts.
Yeah. But I was going to say, I mean, yeah, Princess Leia is pretty hot. I get the appeal to that.
Yeah. And Carrie Fisher, R.I.P. to a real one.
I know, dude.
You love cocaine.
She really did have a coke nail in Return of the Jedi. Have you ever seen that?
I have.
Anyways.
We know Brittany's really into Salacious Crumbs, so.
You know what?
Yeah. See, Sean knows way too much about Star Wars.
No, I actually was sitting here Googling it. I couldn't remember his name.
No, you weren't. You're a liar.
100%.
I want y'all to hear just a little bit more about this little shithead Ben Shapiro, just a little bit.
All right.
Interesting to me, because that's a different thing.
Well, not really, because again, it's if you're a religious person, and again, take it from the religious perspective. From the religious perspective, the question is.
I'm sorry, Ben Shapiro's right.
He's going to use his religion not to go to his friend's gay wedding anniversary. It's just a party. It's not even a gay wedding.
Hold on 1 second. Mom, if you were invited to a gay wedding anniversary, would you go? Did y'all hear that?
Yeah, we heard that your mom would go to a gay wedding anniversary.
Your mom's more liberal than Ben Shapiro.
Your mom is
you're more liberal than Ben Shapiro.
Yeah.
I tell her all the time she's a closet socialist for sure.
She probably is.
Absolutely.
Is. 100%. Most of them are. I described communism to my buddy a while back, and he was like, "Shit, I think I'm one of them." I'm like, "Yeah. You might be. If the CIA hadn't spent so much time and money changing the college curriculum and the way we write words and the way we change everything, maybe we'd all be communists. Who the fuck knows?
Oh, that parlays into a topic I wanted to go into.
Then fire into it right now.
It's kind of random though, but liberalism in colleges, like, this is something I kind of side with the Republicans on, because when I don't know anything about this topic, you guys are about to destroy me, okay? But this is just my thinking going into this.
You guys not charging it.
When I moved to Orlando, when I went to Valencia, I didn't see a lot of the liberalism in college. But when I went to UCF, all of a sudden I was being like bombarded with liberal thoughts and views that I'd never heard before. So like I did kind of side with the Republicans, because I was like, what? Why is this being shoved down my throat so much?
Was it
that just you were never exposed to them before?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
But it did happen to me in college.
I didn't hear any Spanish songs, so I moved in this Spanish neighborhood.
Yeah, but come on, dude. I went to Valencia.
Yeah, you went to Valencia.
Years.
But your fucking parent. But Valencia is a community college. Poor people don't have time for politics.
Wait. Yeah, you're right. They don't.
Yeah, literally. Community colleges, they don't have time for it. People in college at community colleges are usually either real young or like when I went when I was 27 or whatever. Yeah, but also UCF is a big ass school. UCF's the largest college in the country by enrollment.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're going to notice more things than at Valencia.
I mean,
I had one professor that I would say was on that spectrum, but outside of that, it was just general, maybe centrist, but nobody that was like far to the left on anything.
Did you go to UCF?
No. I went to Seminole and Broward and then stopped. Okay. Ran out of money.
Yeah, I know. I don't even use my degree. Like, it means nothing.
What if I get a degree in basketball shorts?
True. But I mean, for me, that was the experience. So it's hard to like, I guess, break through to these people and be like, look, it's just because you've been to a different place. I mean, it's the same with moving to California. There's tons of shit. My life changed when I moved to California. There's tons of shit that goes on there that I'd never seen or even heard of.
Yeah.
Here.
But I mean, that's so
what
like
you're
an exposure.
So what you're saying is once you were exposed to different cultures and other people and different ideologies, you figured out that, oh shit, conservatives don't want to see that on the screen for a reason. Yeah. Maybe that's why they get so upset about the culture stuff, because imagine if there was 25 day lives for every movie where capitalism saves the day. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, being exposed to more cultures and shit makes you more liberal.
So what do you do with these people who can't or won't expose themselves to different cultures?
Uncle Mal's re-education camp.
I mean, that's
Siberia's the people nice this time of year.
Those are the people that stormed the Capitol.
Some of them are. Some of the and you try and change the narrative. Like part of what people don't get, and I was telling Sean when this opened up, I'm reading this foreign policy article called "The Rise and Fall," and the rise, and then in parentheses, and fall of the U.S. financial empire, which I'm pretty sure is just the predictive programming that we're about to be in a new depression, because of all this stuff. But you have to change the narrative. You have to change the narrative. You have to expose people more to stuff. Like you have to. It's like. People
That's our radicalizing rednecks, man.
Yeah, people have literally no concept. Gay marriage used to be a thing in the medieval age. Yeah. You know, Catholic priests used to get married. The reason why priests don't get married, right, is so that the church could inherit the property instead of the offspring. You know, you trace these things back. Like there is no vacuum. There's not even literally a vacuum between us right now. In a weird way, we're touching. Because there is no empty space anywhere. There's history's like that. It's that butterfly flapped its wings thing. Like, a decision made, like, what was it, Louis the 14th or whatever, when the Templars decided he owed too much money to the Templars and just said no more Templars. Like, straight up, like, like, if you think Trump couldn't have fucking outlawed his creditors, that he wouldn't, you're out of your goddamn mind. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, kings used to be able to outlaw their creditors. That's why Jews get so much shit for the money stuff. The Christian Bible, it's unchristian to loan money with interest. It's also against the Quran to do interest.
That's why they have the usury laws.
Yeah,
that's why that stereotype is there.
The reason why
the usury laws there.
Yeah, the reason why you think about Jews being so much involved in banking and shit is because there were literally laws against them doing every other profession but banking and stuff. And because there's no laws against interest, Jews have no religious objections to interest or shit like that. They can loan money, they do banking stuff. It also is convenient as fuck to have a separate class of people that you can convince all your poor people that they're the problem of. It's a reason why, the Tsarist Russians intelligence made the Elders and Protocols of Zion, the fake fucking Jew control the world thing, right? That still gets used now. Henry Ford pumped out anti-Semitic fucking propaganda for years.
In his dealerships.
In his fucking workers. In the Ford newspaper. Fuck. he fucking popularized line dancing to combat jazz music, because jazz music was for Jews and Negroes.
I don't know how they. Well, I do know how, but it's funny that they forgot about the Jubilee part, where every 7 years all your debts are forgiven.
Yeah, yeah. In the Bible, there's a debt jubilee every 7 years. You're supposed to just forgive people for debts.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's in the Christian in the
Old Testament. Yeah.
New Testament.
Old Testament.
Old Testament.
Damn. What about my fucking home foreclosure?
Why do you think bankruptcies drop off with your credit after 7 years?
I was about to say that.
It literally goes that far. Well, they're supposed to, but there's a bunch of technicalities because it's all ways to fuck us. Just like our new president, Joe Biden, is the one that had student loan debt couldn't be wrote off in bankruptcy. You know, because people for a while they industrialize the scheme where you go get a bunch of student loans and declare bankruptcy, you wouldn't have to pay it back. Look at Kitty.
Oh,
Kitty. Yeah, Kitty saying hi.
Sean should always hold an animal.
The dog wants to bark at the neighbors having people over.
Oh, God.
Yeah, the neighbors having people over, and the dog just wants to bark at them all.
Yeah. What about this though? Okay, because this is another TikTok thing. I'm too trusting of TikTok.
You're too trusting everything. Goddamn! I'm surprised you haven't fallen in a fucking well yet.
Maybe just.
Oh man, she's gonna end up in the back of a Volkswagen with Ted Bundy.
Can you guys come save me, please?
We're gonna fucking text. I was helping a guy load a couch in the back of a van. Yeah. Now I'm in a hole.
No, I'm not trusting of like real people. Just fake internet.
All right, so your TikTok. Let's come back to your TikTok thing.
Yeah. I've been following like all these like liberal progressive pastors and stuff because I'm like, all right, I'm interested in this. Like again, I'm trying to find a good Christian, right?
Right.
And a lot of these guys are saying that in the New King James Version, like the translation of homosexual was changed to homosexual from pedophile. You guys know this?
Yeah, changed. Yeah, no, definitively. It's not a conspiracy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they changed it from pedophile to that.
All right.
There literally is nothing about homosexuality in the Bible. The original, homosexuality is a new concept. Gay is new. You used to just fuck dudes. There was no identity to it. You just you fucked the same people. Like now there have been times where it was persecuted and shit like that, and like there's been weird stuff there. Like Afghan culture is fucking real weird about women. Like I'm reading this book about the Taliban by a British photojournalist that was there like when the Taliban took over, and really outside of Kabul, like they were letting Western girls they were letting. Basically, we got the Taliban gets a bad rap.
Oh shit!
They get a bad rap. But some of them get a bad rap. It's not a hot take. I'm gonna go on a fucking limb straight up. Like the Taliban of the early '90s and the mid '90s gets a bad rap for no reason. Basically, they're famously this Western princess or whatever went over there and like they just antagonized them by having female managers and shit. It's just like they're backwards on some things, but guess what? They're not our culture. Why do we get to decide the culture of everything? Why do we keep trying to put Western ideals and Western values? Like I read years ago about an Afghan warlord using $100 bills to stuff up holes in in his fucking house that we gave him. Because he's like, I don't have any need for that. It's the same. We used to give in Vietnam the Hong people. We give them fucking consumer goods. The fuck are they gonna do with money? U.S. Special Forces would take a Sears Roebucks catalog around, and a bunch of these dudes wanted fucking children's tracksuits. Well, they don't get enough protein to get. They don't get enough protein to get that much taller. So,
Only we hadn't carpet bombed them.
Well, that true, but these are the people working against the Vietnamese government. Which again, Vietnam, my future home, eventually one day. Yeah, it's got some problems and all, but it ain't America. They did some fucked up some shit to some natives and some populations like that. But I mean, just look at what we did to try and save Khe Sanh. One fire base. We turned fucking, I think 100,000 acres into basically the fucking surface of the moon.
I mean, like Laos and Cambodia are still having issues with finding mines constantly because we figured out how to drop mines from airplanes and helicopters.
Well, we dropped. Okay, so we did a combination of that was Project. Oh fuck, what was that? Project Igloo White, I think was the name of that one, right? That was acoustic sensors. We spent $1 billion and we built this giant ass complex in Thailand, right? To monitor the sounds of the Ho Chi Minh Trail. Yeah, here it is. Igloo White. I'm gonna pull. Well, y'all talk while I pull this up real quick.
Your feelings on Ho Chi Minh, Brittany?
No idea. Ho Chi Minh is. How do you guys know all this shit? You guys actually paid attention in school?
I've never learned any of this shit in school. School never.
I was gonna say that earlier.
School taught me almost nothing.
Yeah, school, I don't feel like is of any value, really.
School's value is to teach you to get a job.
School teaches you conformity.
Yeah.
School teaches you basically to respect authority figures, to fall in line when told, to line up when told, to show up on, like, school can instill discipline in it. And a secret weapon to America, like how brainwashed we are, is kindergarten.
Really?
Yeah. Think about what you know about Columbus.
Yeah, he's the guy that founded America, or discovered America in
1492.
Yeah. And when did you learn that?
In kindergarten.
Kindergarten, first grade, second grade, shit like that. When did you learn that he liked to fuck 12-year-olds and wrote about it?
Right now.
But you read Howard Zinn.
She's never read people's history of the United States and never will.
So, he never came to America?
Yeah, he didn't actually come to America, but let me see here. Yeah, Operation Igloo White, though, was the thing where we basically we put sensors all over the trail, but we also put bombs sometimes. But we spent $1 billion in 1960s monies to monitor the trail, and we dropped more bombs on Laos and Cambodia than we did on Vietnam.
We dropped more bombs on Laos, I believe, than World War II.
We did, for sure.
The entire war.
And that was, we propped up the Khmer Rouge.
Oh, yeah. Everybody talking about Pol Pot. Pol Pot's just an idiot, too. I love how dumb he is.
He is so fucking
stupid. He's the dumbest guy.
Do you know who Pol Pot was, Brittany?
No.
Pol Pot is one of the people who get brought up when you talk about communist massacres and communist murders, because he did kill 20% of the population, including anyone that wore glasses, all the teachers.
Ought to have been dead.
A bunch of people be dead. Trust me, if a Pol Pot took over America, I'm pretty sure we'd been in the first wings. Well, actually, who knows? I might be the Pol Pot of America if we were a smaller country. But yeah, basically it's so fucking insane what we did. Yeah. The interdiction campaigns were also expensive. Igloo White cost around $1 billion a year. And that was in 1960s money. $18 million a week.
Yeah.
To monitor sound on the fucking Ho Chi Minh Trail.
What was it for? A guy that not even important enough for me to remember.
You should remember Ho Chi Minh because he's the one that kept North Vietnam and beat us. The Ho Chi Minh Trail is named for the leader of Vietnam who died during the middle of the war. It was the way supplies got from North Vietnam to the South Vietnam to the Viet Cong and shit like that. Right? It was a series of trails that went through Cambodia and Laos that ended up in South Vietnam. Because the border of North Vietnam and South Vietnam was just heavily militarized. Plus, hell, the Russians wouldn't send certain SAMs to South Vietnam because of us mining Haiphong Harbor, which technically is illegal because we weren't actually at war with North Vietnam.
Yeah, we were the ally there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great, that whole
we mined an international harbor in a large populous country while we weren't at war with them to stop ships from coming in.
Yay.
Yeah. I'm on a Vietnam kick recently. You ever heard of Operation Phoenix?
I think that was one of the things you told me to reach out or look into, but I never did.
Yeah,
because I skipped that for Project Mockingbird.
I don't blame you. But
which we do need to talk about at some point.
Still happening?
Yeah, it's still happening. You mean how they infiltrated the CIA, infiltrated the reporters? You mean like how Tucker Carlson's descended upon the Schwann family and what's his name? Anderson's a fucking Vanderbilt?
Yeah.
So I don't know all that. I just know that it's the CIA manipulating.
Yeah, Tucker Carlson and Anderson Cooper are probably both fucking feds. They both intern with the CIA. I mean, Tucker, what's his name? Anderson Cooper literally interned with the CIA. It's on Wikipedia.
So what? They're feeding us stuff to divide us, to continue to divide us. Since Tucker Carlson and Anderson Cooper are like
kind of an opiate of the masses situation there, really.
Yeah, you know the phrase opiate of the masses, Brittany?
Nope.
Mark said it was about religion, when religion now has been kind of replaced by cable TV news.
Yeah, it's media.
We don't go to church anymore.
Everybody looks at like the thing is that quote it's such a great quote, but people don't actually know all the words, which is kind of funny. But yeah, it's a crazy situation.
Well, why don't you tell us all the words for it real quick?
Let's see. Hold on, I have to.
Because I remember it's the opiate of the masses and something. Oh God, because I can't remember the exact phrase of it. Because it's
all right, it's.
Pretend we were real smart about this, everybody.
Well, I meant to talk about it when I said something. So.
Okay.
I have notes, so I'm bringing them.
Religion is the opium of the people.
It's the sigh of the oppressed. Okay, there it is. Religion is the sigh of the oppressed creature. The heart of a heartless world is the soul of soulless conditions. Is the opium of the people. So people take it and twist it to say that oh, well, that's why he was so against it. But what he's saying is it's an expression. It's what you put your focus into. It's something that you rely on.
It's the pain pill that makes your back not hurt so bad you can go to work more.
Exactly.
Which is exactly what. So in the mid 90s, we were having a very bad problem with basically middle-aged white men couldn't work their construction jobs anymore.
Yeah.
And Purdue Pharmaceuticals came in and told a bunch of people in the South and advertised it to laborers and shit like block masons, concrete people. It was like, hey, and they did studies that said that opiates weren't addictive, but they weren't addictive on people that died because they were giving them to cancer patients and shit. Heroin was a replacement for morphine that wasn't supposed to be as addictive, and the German manufacturer stopped doing it because how addictive it was. It's called heroin because it makes you feel like a hero, right? So Purdue Pharmaceutical went and all these dudes that their bodies were fucking crumbling from all this physical labor now could do the labor more.
Yeah.
It literally, I cannot stress enough just how many angles we get fucked in this country constantly. And then they decide they put too much of it out there and they overcorrect. And when they overcorrected, you don't get it from Winn-Dixie anymore. You don't get it from Walgreens. And Walgreens is getting sued for all the pills they dispensed, and so is Walmart and shit. But you know who doesn't give a fuck about your prescription?
Purdue.
Purdue, but also T-Bone the pharmacist, the street pharmacist.
Right.
The dude that sells heroin does not give a fuck.
And it's a similar thing to Tim has his Quaker meetings. I have the church I go to, and but the thing is we're not the overdose in a way is when it turns into Q.
Yeah.
That's kind of that's where it goes too much. That's kind of how it all kind of interrelates.
Because you got to have something to soothe the pain of this material world that just keeps shitting on us. You see it. You see the people see the pain and suffering, and they don't understand why. They don't understand how to channel it. They don't understand how to fix it. The other day, I was at Winn-Dixie. It was actually just yesterday, and there was a guy currently experiencing homelessness out front who wasn't wearing a mask. He's sitting out there. And I could tell that he's doing the aggressive, treat me like a person thing, right? And I will treat you like a person, friend, because you are a person. But you ain't wearing a goddamn mask. I don't want you to fucking shake my hand, bro. I'm sorry. Yeah. You're in a fucking pandemic. This ain't me fucking denying your personhood. I don't want to shake hands with a dude that's sitting in front of a fucking shopping center with no mask on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I gave him one of these, and he kind of got butthurt about it. Somebody gave him some money, went in the store, he's standing in the store without a mask on. Tons of people no mask. Talking about the mask thing, I went and did that. I tried to sell resin stuff yesterday at that like food truck thing in Sanford. Mm-hmm. I'm never going to an outdoor event ever again. I'm not doing it. I got there and I ended up having to be late because there was this young couple that I stopped at the Family Dollar to buy signs to write resin $20 on and stuff, right? They were locked out. In my old blue truck, I used to keep a lockout kit for old cars, right? I see them fiddling around with a fucking wire hanger thing. I'm like, I'm going to go get it. Y'all think you'll still be here? They weren't there. But I get there, and I see people just milling about on the street, no mask. And it's not people in Paul Williams' establishment. It's not the West End and Celery City that don't have masks on. It's the people on the street that don't have masks on.
Yeah. No, it's over.
And I started thinking about it. I was like, because he offered me, which again, I didn't pay for a vendor spot. So partially why I was like, I'm going to go hide in the corner is I didn't pay like $200 or whatever for a spot on one of these. But I started thinking about it. I was like, this mask only stops me from giving it to these people. It doesn't stop me from getting it from these people, right?
Yeah.
So if people come up to me and they're talking to me with no mask on, and a couple people did, within about 20 minutes of being there, I had someone with no mask come up and start talking to me about it after a person with a mask on. And I even told her, I was like, I'm only talking to you because you're wearing a mask. And then her non-maskless companion came up, and I was sitting there, I was like, I remember I messaged you, Brittany. I was like, this shit's never ending. It's never going to go away. It's never going to go away. It's never
saying,
fucking
best case is 7 years. Best case.
Yeah, I've heard that. I don't know 7 years because even the fucking Spanish flu went away in like 3 years.
Because it killed so many people.
Yeah.
Is
that the real reason, though?
Yes. Yeah.
It's hard to spread when you're dead.
It's
herd immunity?
No. Because people died. The people that weren't immune to it died. It like attacked healthy people. And also, the Spanish flu didn't have interconnected travel. Sanford had a population of like fucking 800 when the Spanish flu was fucking ravaging. Didn't have it now. But how many people do y'all know have traveled on an airplane in the last 2 months?
Yeah, I've seen a lot on Facebook,
Yeah. Fucking fly with the Spanish flu. How many people do you think fucking flew? Probably the same number of people.
The Wright brothers?
Yeah, exactly. Probably the same number of people we knew flew then. But
that goes to tell you that coronavirus isn't as bad as the Spanish flu, right? Because if coronavirus was comparable to the Spanish flu, there'd be like triple the amount of people dead.
You're not taking into account modern medicine, modern all this other shit. The Spanish flu also was a very nasty flu, and it's not a Spanish flu; it's American horse flu. It's only called the Spanish. It's only it's straight up from Kansas. It's only called the Spanish flu because the Spanish had neutral press and reported on it first. It came from Kansas, and you know why? Do you know why it fucking came from Kansas? You heard it from me, goddammit. You know why?
Yeah, but I did a bunch of research on this at the beginning.
Good, but do you know why it came from Kansas? Because we put a bunch of goddamn horses on a ship to guarantee the fucking loans of American bankers, and we sent a shit ton of people that had never been more than 2 miles away from their house to fucking Europe to guarantee the interest of bankers.
And that's how it started?
Yeah, we put a bunch of young men in close proximity together with horses and animals for months on end.
Yeah.
You know how long it takes to get from Kansas to fucking Paris?
On a boat?
On a boat and a train, and
I don't know, but I guess a month or two.
Yeah. What's the incubation period on a virus? 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
So a guy in Kansas gets that horse flu and it spreads, and now a bunch of people from that and your recruitment stations and shit, and we spread it, man. It should be called the American flu. Again, we're
spreading coronavirus.
Yeah, we're fucking the dude I watched in Vietnam. They ain't got no mask on no more in Vietnam. The cops would have beat you with a stick like in India.
Yeah,
this motherfucker. Yeah. It's just.
Well, speaking of that, my mom has coronavirus. She tested positive, and we live together. So I guess you're talking to a, knock on wood, asymptomatic person right here.
Let's hope so.
Let's hope.
Yeah. She's today's day 10 of her symptoms, and I haven't caught it yet.
Have we started recruiting another person, Tim?
No, but I
Just
got
in
one in
case.
mind.
Oh shit!
Okay. All right, cool.
I hate you guys. You're already thinking of replacing me?
No,
we gotta
kid. Well, if
think
you
of contingency
die,
plans.
if you die of Rona, we're not just gonna have a fucking screensaver.
But what if I'm asymptomatic? I'm the fucking boss over here.
Yeah, I mean, again, we're doing a bit. We haven't actually started looking for your replacement.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, of course not.
Hold on, add some points.
Swipe.
to this. But I mean, do you guys think I'm asymptomatic? What do you guys think?
You might not get it. It's weird. Viruses are weird. Again, it's weird. It's not the cooties. If you get touched by someone, you don't get it. It's about viral loads and.
But we live together.
When did either of us graduate from medical school?
Other.
Nothing.
Exactly. Who the fuck knows, man? Who knows?
But the thing is like she found out not this Thursday, but like the last Thursday. She was it? Yeah. Because it's been like 10 days. That's when she started having symptoms. Like the days before, I was baking a cake and we were fucking licking the icing and giving it to each other, breathing all over each other.
Again, it's not a guarantee that you'll get it. And anecdotally, that THC shit might be onto something, man.
That was one of my points is like, I talk about that because when you tell me in like text form, I'm like, he's fucking crazy.
There's some limited research that said that THC might inhibit the transmission of the coronavirus. As you hit a fucking California fucking vape pen.
I know. Like you mean the transmission, like say she gave it to me, the THC in my body blocks it?
It's stopping you from getting it, yes.
Cause I talked to a nurse friend and she was like, stop smoking. And I was like, what do you think? You think it might be helping me? And she's like, I don't know. She's like 50-50. Yeah, I don't know. You go with your best gut. She's like, have you been smoking and you're good? I guess you're good.
My vape's dead, I think.
No, that is fucking terrible, dude. I hate when that happens.
That's gonna ruin my day, friends.
Wait, like dead, forever dead?
Well, I'm putting it on charger and it's saying it's charged, but it's blinking and blinking.
Oh yeah, I thought you meant the battery's dead. If it's dead, yeah, your day is fucking ruined.
Yeah, this was the expensive one.
Damn, how old is it?
A month.
Oh, that's bullshit, dude. These little ones from California last me like a year.
Well, that's yeah. Well, I mean, this one should have lasted a long time too. I'll diagnose it when I'm not actively podcasting.
Yeah. But here's the thing: we haven't been playing by the rules too much because we were already together. When she found out that on last Sunday, a week from today, that her secretary was positive. And that's where she got it from. From that point on, we've like stayed away from each other. About 70% of the time, we wear masks around each other. But like,
right.
I figure I would have gotten it by now for sure.
You might have it. You didn't go get a test.
I know, because I didn't want to risk going up there.
Well, I don't blame you.
Why not?
Just
look dangerous.
Well, that's what I was telling you guys. Like, I think she should get a negative test before going back to work. Then I would go with her, because if I go and then I test positive.
Yeah, I mean, well, don't you have separate fucking cars? Can't you just drive the? I mean.
Yeah, I'll just follow her there or whatever. We just go together, so we don't have to go alone.
Coughing the whole way there in the car.
Actually, that's another thing I want to talk to you about. She has not been coughing at all, as far as I know. I ask her all the time; she doesn't tell me. But
again,
yeah, it's all. Who knows?
It's very weird.
Have you never lived with someone that caught the flu and then you didn't catch the flu? You never had a roommate got the flu and you didn't get sick?
But this is supposed to be like super so contagious that we shut down the fucking world.
Because it is, though. It is. It's just not. Your variables are so fucking small, Brittany. You know, like it's if your mom was out in the world, it's each person that gets it spreads it like to 1.3 people, right?
Yeah.
So you're the 1.3 person. Maybe you don't catch it. Maybe it doesn't. Whatever. But yeah, it is a virus. It is a deadly disease. It's imagine putting a whole bunch of people that had it together. It's about viral loads. your body can fight off a certain number of novel corona. I don't understand what part of this is so fucking complex to people that viral, like, you don't, it's not the cooties. If it touches you, you don't, it's not the rage virus from the movie.
But I live in the house with her. You would think that I got
it. You haven't.
I can't hear you.
he's doing it again. Once an episode, he has to do that.
The noise suppression came on. The noise suppression thought my screaming was music. You keep acting like you could have it right now.
I might be asymptomatic.
Yeah, there are viruses that are asymptomatic. This is not the rage virus from the movies or the fucking virus from 28 Days or from The Last of Us, where you turn into a fucking fungal person. It's a very aggressive form of flu. Every animal on Earth with a respiratory system has coronaviruses. It's the most common style of virus on the planet, right?
Yeah.
This one just spread from a pangolin to a bat to us.
But it's also very contagious, highly contagious.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. I think it's more contagious than the flu.
Well, yeah, because it's not when we don't have antibodies for it. But the flu in of itself, the flu is a catch-all term for a shit ton of different strands of flu.
That's not a singular thing.
It's not a singular thing. Like I thought you knew that this whole time. Like what we call the flu is like 25 different viruses. There's a bunch of different strands.
But we're able to develop a vaccine that like combats all of those.
No,
and not.
It's one a year, basically.
It's we get a vaccine for what we think will be the dominant strand.
Yeah.
How do we figure that out?
Good guesses. At
Good
best.
guesses.
Do you take strands from 2018 and compare them to strands from 2019, and you're like, all right, this is how it's changed and how we're going to adapt our vaccine? Does that come into play?
I assume so.
Do you remember how me and Sean are both vaccine experts and have worked in labs for fucking 25 years? I'm just having a
discussion here, dude.
No, you're asking questions of us like the politic answer or the history stuff. Like, who the fuck knows? But yeah, it is some of that, and it is also like the thing they're doing now with this new vaccine. They're using an outside protein, so they didn't develop a vaccine. They just developed a protein that'll kill it.
Because it's all about the spike protein, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's all about the spike protein thing.
That's what makes it different from all the other coronaviruses.
Yeah, well, that's what makes this vaccine different from all the other coronaviruses.
Okay. But other coronaviruses don't have that spike protein, right?
Because the spike protein is the thing we invented to kill the coronaviruses. All cells have a protein around it. Again.
Okay.
None of this matters. You could have them be asymptomatic.
I need to go back to my PhD thesis.
I think the other thing too that I need you guys to understand is this is not me. When people get sick around me, I get it the worst every fucking time. There were 2 years in a row at Golf Channel where I got a virus, and I got it in February of like 2014 and 2015, and I was out my entire sick day, my entire sick leave. I had 2 weeks of sick leave. And I was out for the entire fucking time for 2 years in a row.
Have you ever heard the phrase, past performance does not guarantee future performance?
No.
Everything works till it doesn't work. Everything
also,
happens
like, you're more
till it
careful.
doesn't. Yeah, you're more careful.
Everyone's more careful now. Like people,
you're more aware.
I have a head cold every year. I didn't have a head cold in 2020.
The argument
I wore a mask most of it.
The argument that my brother makes is like, oh yeah, you wipe down everything and you're using hand sanitizer. It's weakening your immune system. And I'm like, okay, well.
Yeah, to a point.
Yeah, we all heard that George Carlin bit.
Seems pretty. Oh my, yes, that's what, dude. When all this started, that's what he played for me. Was the fucking George Carlin bit. My brother.
Yeah, George Carlin, the famous virologist, the famous.
My brother 100% based his.
The guy who, after 9/11, wanted Rudy Giuliani to run the fucking country because of what he saw on TV. We are all susceptible to propaganda. You're not susceptible to propaganda.
Yeah.
Everyone is. George Carlin wanted Rudy Giuliani to run the country after 9/11.
Well, I think we all did, didn't we? I don't know. Yeah. I was in high school and I was like, yeah, seems like a cool guy.
I mean, Sean was cool and didn't. I back then wanted us to have a fucking dictatorship of right wing, like we just bring back the ghost of Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, but I was way older than you guys.
That's
That's
true.
the difference. I was already, 20 and very smart.
Okay, but here's the other thing too. How do you guys feel about like the kids being in school? Like you, Sean, you have a kid, right?
Yeah.
Like I saw this article on the Orlando Sentinel, which, by the way, Orlando Sentinel comments on Facebook are fucking insane.
A bloodbath.
It's probably because they're full of Floridians.
Yeah. I can't help but to get caught up in there sometimes, so don't look. But like they're saying schools are not transmitting coronavirus. And then I look in the comments and teachers are commenting like, this is not true. They're not reporting stuff. Even my neighbor was a teacher and got it.
It's happened quite a bit.
It's almost like the media has a fucking an interest in having us go back to school so that people can go to work, so that the economy will keep functioning, so that people who make all this money off of us, who never see any of these effects. Why don't y'all go try and get an in-person meeting with Ron DeSantis right now, or check his office hours? See if Ron DeSantis' office is open yet.
But I mean, it's true. These kids, they might not get this virus, but they are 100% spreading it to other people.
And it's killing janitorial staff. It's killing teachers. It's killing people. Yeah. They sacrificed us.
So as a parent, Sean, like, what are your thoughts on that? Like, how do you feel?
I don't like it, but I have no other choice because
capitalism fucked them and there's no universal daycare.
But that's your fucking kid, man. That doesn't make you. I mean, I'm not saying you're a bad dad. That's not what I'm trying to say at all. I'm just saying, like, that's fucking insane, dude.
But
like,
I can't let her stay home by herself all day.
I would lose my fucking mind if that was my kid.
There's no.
Why do you think a bunch of people stormed the Capitol, Brittany? People are losing their mind. We can't keep this up. That's why you keep, you asked us before, like, when is this stuff going to happen? Who knows? Everything's so on razor edge all the time because everything is so fucking chaotic.
Yeah.
And the government has just straight up abandoned us. They've just decided that the line got to go up.
Yep. There's decades when nothing happens, and then there's weeks when decades happen. That's what we're in right now.
Yeah, this is crazy. Like that meme of like, I'm tired of living through history. Like it's,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, we're watching the erosion of a bunch of stuff, but we're also, reap what you sow, friends. They sowed the fucking whirlwind, and they're like, oh man, it's windy out here.
Oh boy, we found out.
Yeah. Yeah, people fucked around, and we found out what happens.
Yeah,
I really think we got really lucky the other day with that Capitol thing, that it didn't go way weirder and way worse.
Yeah.
The more and more is coming out with that, it's feeling like more and more like some of the people who, because one of my big things when I made them post of like, well, what happens if Trump doesn't leave? What's your point? What happens if he doesn't accept it? Right. I'm starting to think more and more than people that are now saying like Liz Cheney. Liz Cheney is getting her image rehabilitated now.
Yeah.
By calling for
she's
impeachment
the fucking
of Trump.
hero.
Yeah. So it's one of those things like it works either way for them.
Yeah. You can play both sides and it doesn't matter.
If they did get in and they kill Mitch McConnell, they fucking wipe out the House. They get replaced. We get Patriot Act 2.0, which they're already talking about. You know what I mean? Like, they don't lose. They never lose. They don't lose no matter what happens. They always win.
The House of Representatives always wins.
Yeah. Which is why Trump losing money on a casino is so stupid, because the House is always supposed to lose, is always supposed to win. It's like, it's so fucking depressing. All of this is so depressing.
Yeah, it really is.
Which is why I'm eating Domino's again.
That does sound pretty good tonight.
But I mean, to me, maybe I'm just the optimist.
I can't afford anymore, so I'm just gonna eat the leftovers. But yeah,
I'm like, this is the beginning of something new, and hopefully it'll be better. But obviously, we got a ton of shit to work through. It's not going to happen tomorrow.
The climate's going to get worse and worse and worse, and things are going to get worse and worse and worse.
But there's got to be a point where it can't get any worse.
Don't ever fucking say that again.
Of the universe.
Yeah, but
don't ever fucking say that again.
In history, don't things ebb and flow?
You know who Francis Fukuyama is?
No.
He was he's an economist, and after the collapse of the Soviet Union, he wrote an essay in a book called The End of History, basically saying like, well, we've shown that, liberal capitalism is the best system that could possibly happen. And he retracted that recently in the last couple of years. He's like, yeah, I guess I was kind of wrong. So it can always get worse.
It's just like, so if you watch war documentaries about Field Marshal Bernard Montgomery, right? The guy that beat Rommel, the famous tank commander. By the way, Rommel wrote 2 books that laid out his tactics that were widely available in English before we fought him, and we hyped him up. So, like, everything he talked about, he already kind of spelled out all his stuff, right? And he got played up. His image got played up. His effectiveness got played up more and more and more. Because he was a good Nazi and had to kill himself and all or whatever. My first dog was named Rommel because my dad's a Nazi. It's a whole thing, right?
My cousin had a dog named Adolf. Oh, there you
go. At least mine had to kill himself because he plot to kill Hitler or whatever. But like, so Bernard Montgomery got credited with being this tactical genius, right? Because they classified, and we talked about this episode a couple weeks ago about the breaking the Enigma codes. If you fucking know what the enemy is going to do, it's really easy to be a fucking genius about it. You know? So all these documentaries and all these books written about the post-war period and shit about how Montgomery's all this smart guy, who, by the way, was the architect of Operation Market Garden. You ever heard of the movie A Bridge Too Far?
Yeah.
He's the guy that did A Bridge Too Far, which, do you even remember A Bridge Too Far, where all them Brits get trapped and surrounded and wiped out because they do paratroopers and the tanks get slowed down? And he's not good. He's not smart. He wasn't a good commander. You know, he was good at knowing where the Germans were going to be and then having complete control over the Mediterranean Sea because Germany never invaded Gibraltar.
Really helpful.
Yeah, it really helps to not have any supplies and shit. Yeah. And sending Tiger tanks to the desert where they get bogged down because they weigh fucking 70 tons and they have bad transmissions and shit. It's really easy to beat people if you know where they're going to be. Like the Wolfpack shit with the submarines, right? The U-boats, right?
Okay, yeah.
So the Wolfpack tactics they started doing, having multiple submarines attack one convoy, right? Well, the Germans, who, by the way, were not professional. They were not, or were not efficient. All the shit you hear about Germany being efficient from World War II, the myth of them having trucks and shit, Germany used more horses. They were not mechanized. They were not motorized, right? They used more horses than anyone ever in history. It's a myth of this Blitzkrieg shit, right? Because it worked in France, all this other shit. But the submarines that were fucking up just Atlantic convoys, they were fucking them up. Well, we broke the code. The U-boats would all have to coordinate their position in the Wolfpack. We knew where they were, and we'd sink the fuck at them because they'd tell us where they were.
Well, and they couldn't stay underwater for what, like more than a couple of hours at the most?
No, they could stay underwater for a long time. At the end of the war,
not the U-boats. The U-boats, they couldn't.
Oh, no, U-boats could, friend. Trust me on this one. U-boats could stay underwater for days.
Not the U-boats were because of the diesel fumes and things like that. They had huge issues with that.
No. Yes. Early ones they did. After 43, when they had a fucking snorkel. They had diesel. They had snorkels, all kinds of shit. They couldn't stay underwater. They'd surface at night. It doesn't matter. All of that shit is the shit they used to explain away us being able to know right where they were. German U-boats could stay underwater for a long time, although they did lose one because their toilet system was so complex, the guy flushed it and it sank because they had actual flushing toilets. No, it is fucking hysterical. Germans...
They had a person whose job it was to make sure the toilet flushed properly.
U-boats in of themselves are a whole fucking... German engineering is a whole mess of shit. The Panther transmission took 75 hours to make. The American transmission took 4 hours to make. That's why we were able to make so many Shermans and shit. The T-34 transmission took fucking 8. But no, Germany had fucking diesel electric boats that could stay underwater almost indefinitely. Hell, they could stay. They were so far ahead of the game with that submarine shit. The first American submarine, the Nautilus, is basically a German submarine. The first nuclear one, right? The Germans with the sub shit, right? But again, doesn't matter if you have to radio.
If you know where it is anyway.
Command. The fucking doctrine was to radio where you were relative to the convoy. But you know what? We let convoys get sank sometimes to make sure the Germans wouldn't think we broke the code books. You ever heard of the Battle of Kesserine Pass?
No.
Battle of Kesserine Pass was the first time.
That does sound like something for Star Wars, though.
Yeah, I got kind of excited.
Because it's in Tunisia. Star Wars shit. Kesserine Pass was the first battle where the Americans faced Germans on the ground in World War II, right? And to protect the secret of the Enigma code book, we let the American troops there get fucking massacred.
Damn.
Yeah, it's I forget that phrase. It's the collateral damage, not collateral damage, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it's just again, it's rich man rolls the dice, poor boy pays the price type shit. Like it's not them that have to die. It's not the British lords that cracked this shit. Like they didn't want to figure it out. Also, the Germans made every message sign off with Heil Hitler. So it was real easy to fucking break the code when every message had to end with the same one.
What's 88 mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm just so fucking tired of people telling me history. History is the thing I've been into my whole fucking life. And this last year has been the absolute worst year for assholes telling me about history when they don't know shit about it.
That's why I try to like never act like I know any of it. It's not going to do me any good.
But
I'm just going to look like an idiot anyways.
But you're right about the diesel things, but that's why they had batteries. They'd run on battery power. You couldn't run on battery power. You'd have to run the diesel.
But if you got salt water in the battery power, in the battery packs, you got chlorine gas.
Yeah, you got chlorine gas. And that's why this fucking submariners had a 70% death rate.
Yeah.
70% of German submarine crews died. But that's also why they had the best food and the best everything when they came back. And one of German submariners' favorite songs is the Star Spangled Banner with German words.
Why is that?
Like just the music to the Star Spangled Banner with German words. It's that
I've never heard it that way.
It's a German song. When was the last time you listened to German fucking submarine songs?
I mean, back in the old days when I was more of a hipster, I was really into,
the Das Boot soundtrack.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I love like 3-hour-long German movies. So.
it's so fucking wild. But that all comes back into me being mad at Winston Churchill because Britain had more food than it needed and still took it from India during that famine because he didn't want the English to feel like there could potentially be a shortage.
Right. You have to, it's keeping your...
he starved all those people for the morale of the English people at home.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It goes, again, like we said earlier, it's like useless eaters. You can look at them as useless eaters. What do they produce? Like, outside of
except all those troops they used to hold a bunch of places in North Africa, and then they let them get overrun, and then they had to fight.
But there's more of them coming.
Oh, I know. There is more of them. You know why India got its independence after World War II? Right, Brittany, with Gandhi and the whole, the general strikes and shit, but also because they sent so many fucking troops and, they had a bunch of veterans.
Yeah. What do they call it? Fighting aged.
Yeah.
Fighting
military age males.
Yeah, exactly.
They trained a bunch of military age males in how to fight and then sent them home and said, you can't be free. And that lasted 2 years.
Damn.
Oh man, that empire thing. I thought it would last a lot longer.
It's just like, you can look at the civil rights movement and you can look at a lot of that. A lot of that comes from guys coming back and shit, what was it?
Not getting the GI Bill.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The GI. Oh man, that is the fucking, we need to give reparations. Those people, when people talk about reparations in this country and they talk about like slavery reparations, like that ship sailed, that shit's too far back. We ain't got accurate records for that kind of thing where we just going to give literally anybody dark in a paper bag some money. But you know what we can do? We have records of the people that didn't get their GI Bill shit that made them go to barber schools. And you know what? The fucking Democrats in the South made a deal with the Republicans in the North because before the switch to fuck with the GI Bill and make it not count except at black historical colleges for black people.
Yeah. So you can go to Howard, but that's about it.
That's it. So it artificially limited the number of black, because if you think about the myth of like America and like the 50s and all that, that's all based on because we destroyed the industrial production of everywhere else on Earth except for South America. Literally everywhere else on Earth, industrial capacity was bombed to the fucking heavens except for factories in the Ural Mountains.
Yeah.
Literally, that's it.
Nowhere else for them to go.
There was literally only 2 places on Earth that were still making things: the Soviet Union in the Ural Mountains, and us.
And then Mal comes along and suddenly he ends up winning in a way because they make everything for us. Thanks a lot, Mal.
Big ups, Mal. Big ups. Big ups.
It's glad I'm not a sparrow, but yeah.
Yeah, as long as you're not a sparrow, they'll cause a famine or maybe pig iron. And it's another thing, Brittany, I don't know the fuck we're talking about, but
I'm just letting you guys talk. Maybe other people will. Maybe when I re-listen to this and cut clips, it'll make sense.
Yeah, when you just Google the Great Leap Forward.
Yeah.
Well, the clip things is great for me because I have to go back and I have to like make sense of what you guys are talking about and like condense it. So like that helps me learn all this shit.
I mean, sometimes it does feel like I'm just speaking a different language, you know.
To me personally, or to everybody?
Just to everything. You know, I want to disassociate when I do this podcast because every time I'm done with it, I do feel so emotionally drained because I just talk about how bad the world is and how it will always be this way. And then I've got to go sit through a training that I would. It's just like we're fucked. We're fucked.
Here's the training for you. Oh, sorry. I was just doing the dead air part. It's either that or the Shannon Burke show.
It's same for me because I want to be optimistic. I mean, I guess personally I can be optimistic, but like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'll come back to eventually all of this will end. Eventually the universe will die of heat death, right? So it can't possibly last forever.
Yeah.
Right?
Or we will get hit by a fucking
even
meteorite.
I wonder, because personally I am 100% scared of being immortal.
Really?
Oh yeah.
That's never going to happen.
Fingers crossed, everybody. That's morbid as that sounds. But yeah, I just, if we get to heaven and we got to clock in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Time to make the donuts.
The heaven donuts.
Yeah.
You fucking die and you wake up and hey, welcome, you know, and this is even after I welcome to y'all ever seen that movie? What was the tiny movie it was called?
Tiny movie.
I know what you're talking about, like Matt Damon.
Downsizing.
Yeah.
That movie was so fucking misadvertised.
Yeah.
So that movie was presented as a like they made people smaller to save global war, like to save the world or whatever.
Yeah.
And I thought there was going to be a lot more hijinks, and there really wasn't. He had to get a call center job in there after he got a divorce and shit. Like people, but that movie was fucking wild.
Should I watch it?
You should. But speaking of movies you watch, did you watch Sorry to Bother You?
Yeah.
Feelings and concerns, thoughts, concerns, or I want to hear it.
It was great, dude.
To learn about salting.
So many twists and turns, and I did not see those horse people coming.
No one did. No one did, baby. No one did. If you in good faith tell me you watched that movie and saw the horse people ending coming, I'm gonna call you a fucking liar. Sean, you didn't see the horse people thing coming.
Oh no,
right?
I had no idea what was going on.
No, and fuck, Boots Riley's a goddamn genius.
Oh, I love it.
He is really. That movie was goddamn-tastic. The salting, though, Brittany doesn't know what salting is, but salting's where a person joins to try and unionize it, right?
Oh, yeah. I just read about this today. I guess it didn't stick.
That's the kind of training I'm doing. But, yeah, that movie was great. And Armie Hammer now apparently likes to eat people.
Wait, what?
I missed that discourse. I don't know.
Y'all don't know about the Armie Hammer thing?
I saw stuff trending, but I didn't.
Okay.
I couldn't Google it well enough to figure out what's going on.
Y'all gotta look this fucking shit up, man. He apparently is into blood play and like.
Wait, who is this? Start from the beginning. Who is this?
You know who Armie Hammer is.
Armie Hammer. Armie Hammer is the lead white guy, the good looking the Lone Ranger, the guy from Sorry to Bother You.
Wait, which white guy? Oh,
the white guy, the good looking one, the one with the fucking chiseled
or something.
Wait, what?
Damn,
I'm a player. He played Superman or something like that.
I don't remember a white guy.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, he was Superman.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull up a picture of him right now. He was a man from Uncle. He was alone right now. I guess he wasn't Superman. He was the Winklevoss twins from the from Social Network.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Okay, I'm
actually. I just started watching the show Wayne, and I just realized I'm getting both of those mixed up.
That guy.
Yeah. He plays the like executive at the end of the film. Yeah. That's probably why I didn't remember him, because I was like, yeah, he's not in it that much.
Abuse allegations. It kind of we see on the screen here, but basically wants to eat people.
What? How did he get into eating people?
Because he's a fucking. Let's look up his early life. He was born in Santa Monica. His mother is a former bank loan officer, and his father, Michael Armand Hammer, owned several businesses, including a publishing company and Arm & Hammer Films or whatever. Because he's rich as fuck.
And they can just straight up
order
people to eat.
Okay, well, all right.
Uber Eats, my people.
Well, he's into blood play and stuff, and it's kinky stuff, and all that kind of shit's fine as long as there's a good power dynamic. But y'all find his fake his fake Instagram where he was doing DMT to pass drug tests for movies, because you know how the insurance policies will have like a anti-drug part and all. That boy is wild, man. He's wanting to fucking cut people and eat them and shit. He does turn people into horses. I did not. That was such a fucking good movie.
Spoiler alert. I didn't expect the main character when he snorted that stuff and he was like, "Oh no, that's not it." I didn't expect him to turn into a horse there.
I expect him to turn into a horse instantly.
And that ending is so good where he kicks down the door and he's like, "Oh, beat your ass, motherfucker." It's great, man. I mean, and like, I don't know. It's such a good comment on that topic with making it just your thing about like, oh, I don't know how that movie got made. It's because he uses horse people to turn it into something that's too far, and the CIA and the government can be like, oh yeah, we're not turning people into horses. Duh.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of a concept called a limited hangout, Brittany?
Yeah.
No, you haven't. Because if you did, you'd understand immediately. A limited hangout?
Yeah, when you hang out with a limited amount of people?
No.
No. All right, what?
Now, limited hangouts where Jeffrey Epstein got limited hangout.
Okay.
Basically, it's like it's so egregious. You gotta let some shit get leaked. You gotta let some people go down.
But they never let it get too close to the truth.
Exactly. You never get too close to the truth. Because what do you take away from that movie? The horse people part. That's the memorable part. You know what's not the memorable part? That dormitory thing where they lived and worked.
Yeah, or the fight for unionization. And
the fight for unionization part, maybe. But remember that dorm where they're like, he's signing people up? Yeah. That.
Not Walmart, but kind of like Walmart. What was it called?
No, remember Value Mart or something? Some fucking.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Yeah, and they were like, oh, yeah, you can live here and eat slop and make our products. Yeah.
That shit's coming. Oh, I love the Street Fight shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Brittany heard me call in the other day to them. I told them about my stepdad getting kicked out of Olive Garden. Doing too many tequila shots.
It was a good story. Those guys seem to enjoy it.
Yeah. Y'all as depressed as I am now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I have to go the rest of my day like this.
I mean, I started the day like this. It's just, now it's we're having our Quaker meeting about it.
I'll just go watch some Star Wars lore videos and just back to the brainwashing. Back to brunch.
I think there's Valium around on this desk somewhere for this. That's literally what this is for. That's literally... It's funny. I was playing Call of Duty the other night, and the one dude was like, "Stop getting upset." And I'm like, "Motherfucker, I'm literally chemically not upset. Like, I took this pill to play this game with you, motherfucker. Like, this is me." He's like, relax or whatever. Like, this is me chemically relaxed, motherfucker. This is me being relaxed to be around. I'm just.
Hey, how is Call of Duty? Is it like it was like 5-10 years ago where you can't even play online because people are so fucking good?
No, because the skill-based matchmaking, it's like that every now and again. Sometimes you get in there and it's just like, wow.
Dude, me and my friends would play and I'd get murdered. I'd get like
you'll get murdered
kills.
still. You'll still get murdered. Oh, that's a lot. But well, the Warzone thing's different. Dude, it's a mess,
everybody's in
man.
Warzone.
Well, they also Activision has a patent on this thing where they'll put you against people with premium skins, and the premium. It's so fuck it.
Oh shit!
I don't have time for another rabbit hole of the dystopianness of
Call of Duty.
Warzone's an apartheid state.
Honestly, there was a pay to win machine gun, and like there's just been a bunch. It is so fucking.
Crazy.
I don't know how true this is because someone screen captured this article and then put it into the Fallout group instead of putting the article in the group. But according to the screen capture, a Fallout 76 militia was like investigated by the FBI because they thought it was a real militia. I guess
I've heard that the Free States thing, and that was real. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was real. The FBI, because the FBI did think they were. Yeah.
Is that what they're called? The Free States?
That's a faction in the Fallout 76 game. Is the free? So
damn, I'm out of the loop.
Play the fucking game. It got better. They added NPCs.
All right.
It is actually a good game. Play it with me on the goddamn internet. I have a base and all. It's fun.
I don't have my stuff with me though.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll do it later.
Eventually, we'll do it later. I'm not saying now. I actually might play it today. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take some Valium, eat some leftover fucking Dominoes, and get incredibly mad at Fallout 76 because they added in mechanics to pay to win on that too. And also, I bought myself the premium subscription on my birthday like 2 years ago, and cannot figure out how to fucking cancel it. So every now and again, I get billed $12.99 for Microsoft, even though I thought I've canceled 4 times.
Oh, Microsoft! I remember having to deal with that. Yeah, it's impossible.
Adobe charged me for like a year after I canceled Creative Cloud.
I fucked up so bad a while back and paid for a year of Windows 365 or whatever for for like Office and stuff.
Yeah.
So I signed up for they did a free trial, and I'm like, I'll remember to cancel this, or if I won't, it's $9 or it's $11 a month. All right. This back when I was working though too, so I was like, whatever. I'll get hit with the $11 because a lot of times I would get hit with something like, oh shit, I forgot to cancel that. Get in there, cancel it, done. I got burned once. They set me up for yearly billing.
Oh yeah, they default. Everybody defaults to that now. It's bullshit.
$20 hits hard.
Yeah,
and they're like, you save 40%. You're like, I don't give a fuck.
How bad do I need to do Excel?
Yeah.
They wouldn't refund me.
Oh.
For real?
I reached out in multiple channels and just like Microsoft didn't refund me and fucked me hard. I never all I wanted to do, I was trying to make a flyer thing, and there was a template on Windows because I bought a fucking copy of Windows Office, whatever window, the Word or whatever years ago that I still had the license for and shit installed on the computer. But I wanted some template or whatever, and you needed to have something new, and they were like, hey, sign up for it. And I'm like, fuck it.
Sure,
I want to do something right now. I only need to do this right now while my attention's on it, while I'm focused, while I'm sitting here at the computer doing this stupid thing I hate. Let me get this thing done. And it didn't even work.
I hate that.
This is the doom and gloom episode.
Every episode of this show is doom and gloom.
I feel like the last couple ones have been fun.
I'm sober for this one too, so that's partially part of it.
You know what? It's funny you say that. I almost did this one sober, and I was like, I don't know why I was just carrying this around and just muscle memory, just blam, and I was like, oh shit, I was gonna be sober. Brainwashed, dude. Brainwashed. I'm sorry. Why are you friends with me?
I don't know.
Somebody's got to know the Star Wars lore.
I mean,
not even good at it.
I'm friends with you for lots of reasons, but it's more of why did I not just? Never mind.
No, you gotta say.
No, I can't say it, or I'll get put in the hospital, or we'll get the show taken down.
You're so mean to me. What the fuck?
No, it's not you. If I why don't I just have a hot lead sandwich, straight from the manufacturer?
Yeah.
You know, why don't I just go straight to the source and you know? But then I remember the dog and everything else.
Yeah. Can't forget about the dog.
Well, I can't be sure that people will take care of the dog the same standard that I do. I don't know if people will pamper her the same way and deal with her intricacy. So this is going to be the final thought because I can't stand to do 2 hours of stupid shit with y'all right now. I'll fucking blow my brains out right here while we're doing it at Bud Dwyer, who was innocent, by the way. Motherfucker was innocent. I'm a quirky person. I have quirks. You got to accommodate me in some ways, right? My dog is like that. She's very loving, very sweet when she's on your side, but she is quirky and she requires some accommodation. And, you know, I just think if I go to prison or if I'm dead, she won't get the accommodation she's accustomed to. You know, I don't know if anyone else will keep dog treats on the desk for her when she pokes her head up and shit like that. You know, I don't think anyone else will give up their own bed for the dog so the dog can have a cave part and start sleeping in a recliner again so the dog doesn't fuck up the cave when it's cold. She made a cave between the multiple mattresses, and now I just sleep in the recliner because her little cave spot.
Damn.
You know? She used to sleep in the bed with me. She sleep in the bed but she likes his little cave spot because it's cold, and I'm not gonna fuck with her cave.
We have to carry my dog's bed around everywhere, or he doesn't know how to sit in a room. So I kind of understand.
My dog,
my dog's just, I got two. One of them's really bratty. That's the one that's the most like me. No, she's me in dog form. And the other one is just the dumbest dog you have ever met in your life. Like he is just fucking stupid. Yeah, you got to go get a new one.
Oh my God. I'm actually going to try and screw it on a different vape tank and see if it don't work. I got a different little pin, but yeah,
do y'all know if the Purple Ringer is still a company? Right there in Castleberry on 436 and
the smoke shop thing.
Yeah, Hal Branch.
You have to have money for that too, by the way. The money I got right now, I have money to either fix this or make sure the water doesn't get turned off because I've got to pay them tomorrow at 8 a.m. or they'll put me on that stupid list for Tuesday and they'll charge me $55 to cut it off.
Yeah.
So because my water bill is due, I wrote it down. It's every second Friday they bill me. And I gave away more ashtrays than I sold yesterday.
Oh, God.
You hear the dog that's barking in the background right now? That's the stupid one.
That's a stupid one? Yeah.
Yeah, he's barking at birds or something stupid.
Well, I mean, you know, how do you know them birds aren't CIA drones to come get you?
That's true, Riley. Looks like you're running low there, my friend.
This is out. This was the best thing I've ever had in my whole fucking life.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, everybody.